come on the heels of Obama's threats.
They're blaming ties to Gulen. Here's where the real question is in the Russians that never comes out. The operation that retook Palmyra 10 days ago.
Yeah.
No one understands how that was done. How you suddenly move 200 tanks out of nowhere and no one sees them.
And no satellite. Wait a minute. No satellite sees it. No radar. Drones see it. Yeah. What's this? Yes. Come on. That's embarrassing.
That would have meant, were the Russian satellites blinded?
No infrared can see these long columns of...
SAR, synthetic aperture radar. If you hide a tank underneath a tarp or whatever, it sees right through it. If it's parked under a tree, it sees right through the leaves. You can see the tank. I can send you stuff.
Point being is...
Yeah.
This was no surprise. The point being is
that the Russians keep asking over and over how this happened. Of course, and they ask it quietly because it demonstrates that they can be had.
Yeah,
so when you talk about 1,500 tanks being dumped off somewhere, and the Russians have been shown to have been vulnerable to armored columns moving across 200 miles of desert.
That's one of the biggest tactical embarrassments since the Gulf War.
They are deeply upset, and they are wondering who exactly is responsible for this. And this is the one where they're taking the look at Obama. This one is not the killing. This, and to them, this is far more serious.
Oh, I would agree.
The papers don't mention a word about this.
Yeah, no, you're the first person. I would agree.
It demonstrates threats that could be administered elsewhere.
Yeah.
This is a real threat.
That's a big story. That's a huge. Is that a VT headliner yet? That's a big story.
There are times I'm not allowed to tell certain stories.
Right.
And thank God nobody's listening here.
No.
I get this every day. They're a client, and I put enough of their gossip on the street here because it floats out and it gets out there in the right kind of way. When I put it out in print, it's something very different. This is one of the reasons we're doing the show right now.
Right. I understand it.
Very good.
Well, we'll have to see, but that's an enormous tactical aspect to this assassination that, as you said, no one's talking about.
It's the real threat.
Oh, sure.
It's like magic.
Yeah. You got to say, even for all of you folks listening, wherever you may be, excuse the term, folks. This is pretty weird. I mean, let's put it this way: if the Russians knew that there were thousands of man column, including armor, moving toward Palmyra, they would have taken the Russian Air Force assets and neutralized it. In other words, destroyed it. For some reason, it didn't happen.
Well, they're under siege in Raqqa and in Mosul simultaneously.
That's right.
They're under siege, and yet they broke 5,000 men out, moved them across 200 miles of desert, and
nobody saw it.
A significant force.
Yeah, that's a huge story.
Yeah, this is Rommel stuff here we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, that's something I didn't know, and now I know. And thank God I said it, not you, so you're safe. But this is big. Wow.
This is what people are really talking about.
They don't see it. Americans don't think, as you know, Uncle Gordy. They don't think past the end of their nose anymore. They're not taught to think. When Palmyra was taken, the first thing that I thought about, and I don't have your tactical expertise, I said, for God's sakes, with all the satellite assets, drone assets, aerial AWACS assets, you're going to tell me that this size of a military force was not seen like a fireworks display in the middle of direction? Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
When things happen that can't possibly happen, then there's something wrong.
You're big time. That's the damn truth. Well, we'll have to wait and see. We're out of time here. Anything you want to pop out here at the end?
No. I've tweaked you enough today.
That was good. It was very interesting, and I just want you to know that was the first thought that came to my mind. What?
Jeff, what you need to know is that there are people out there doing the real work who aren't doing this as a game.
Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas, Gordy, and seriously, I hope you have a nice, happy weekend.
The judge is still out on that one.
Yeah,
sure,
well, I know. Yeah. Okay. All right, Santa, you be good. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay. Good night.